My grandma makes the best tuna pasta in the world, but I have taken her recipe, and I'm sorry, Baranani, if you're watching, and I add heaps of rainbows to it, but the base is all her. I'm going to start with some pasta, some beautiful brown rice pasta. A pinch of salt goes into the pot. And we pop that in. Because I'm using a brown rice pasta, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook, so I'm going to leave that going on the side whilst we focus here. Now, I have got a wonderful non-stick fry pan that I'm going to use, and I know it's ready to go because I've got the thermosignal red dot. It's fully red, so I know it's ready to go, which makes it so easy to use at home. Is the pan hot enough, isn't it? This one is. And in goes the absolute staple, which is garlic and ginger. Now, you wouldn't believe this. People playing at home, you're probably going, what are you doing, Preeya? But this is my grandma's recipe, and I promise you the ginger is essential. And guess what? It's also good for you. Great for the immune system. So that gets gently fried off. And I'm using some really beautiful, good quality tuna in chilli and oil. And guess what? I've kept some of the oil on board and some of the chilli, and that adds a real flavour hit. This is quite spicy, and my kids tend to tolerate it, but if you think, nah, can't do it, leave the chilies out, use a really plain tuna, and you also don't need to add the dried chilli that I'm going to add a little bit later. So you just want to gently fry off all that goodness. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So this smell reminds me of my grandma. She's very pedantic about the type of tomato and the type of tuna that you use, but this smell right here is my grandma's house. So this is now at the point that it needs to be at, and I add tomato now. So this is a beautiful, rich tomato-based sauce. Counts in your veggie intake, so that's a big win. We add some pepper to this. Big pepper hit for some flavour. And I'm just going to let this simmer for a couple of minutes so all the flavours can combine. Whilst these things are happening over here, this is normally where my grandma would stop, and that sauce on its own is delicious. But I'm going to take this to the next level. So I love to chuck mushrooms in. And mushrooms are such a versatile veggie because they soak up the flavour of whatever you put them into, and they bump up the veggie intake. So I just thinly slice these. So we've got a beautiful bunch of mushrooms, and all of that gets thrown in. I add pitted Kalamata olives, so my kids love these. And do you know this is how I add some saltiness to the dish? Give it a bit of a stir, and then we add baby spinach. You can use whatever spinach you have. If you've got silver beet in the garden, use it. If you've got any type of spinach frozen in your freezer, chuck it in. And that's going to gently wilt down. It will take about 4 minutes, and then we're going to bring this all together. That spinach is where it needs to be. It's wilted down beautifully. I like to put a little extra sprinkle of chilli flakes. Again, if you're looking at this feeling nervous, going, Preeya, it's too much chilli, you just leave it out, but you still have a really nutritious pasta dish at the end of it. Look at this. You can see the olives and the mushrooms and the wilted spinach and the tuna and that beautiful redness. Beautiful pan to cook in because it's non-stick, so everything's coming together beautifully. This is making me salivate. I don't want to lie, I'm getting excited. Now, this is when you want to chuck through your pasta. And if you get some pasta water in, that's not a bad thing. It just adds some flavour and moisture, and that's absolutely fine. So we're going to pop this through, and the heat can go off. My goodness, if that's not getting you excited, it's getting me very excited. Okay, here we go. This is dinner. You can see that chilli there from the tuna. Let's give ourselves a generous serving. Lots of olives. Woo! Look at this. Beautiful, generous sprinkle of Parmesan on top. I do lots of Parmesan with this at home. And then some basil. Look at that. That is dinner ready to go, packed with veggies, so easy to make. I bet you're gonna love it.